Hello again, YouTube. This is Joey doing yet another Let's Play for Don't Starve. I've gotten quite a bit better at this game. I got a few tips from my cousin on how to play better, and I've been really hooked on this game since I, played it last for the video. Been doing it quite a bit more. So I'm hoping practice helps. I started another game with a different character that you unlock at level 2, and you level up by surviving a certain amount of nights. But I'm not going to play on that save because I am way far into the game, and I don't want to start off where the point where I've got a full house going on, all of this, and then die in the video like is expected. So we've got our new character, the fire starter. It's really good to start out playing as her. She starts out with a lighter, which can be exceptionally useful for, well, quite honestly, I don't know it yet. I mean, all I've used the lighter for was setting random things on fire. Not really that useful of a tool when I look at it. I'm sure it'll become more useful as the game continues on, but I haven't found a great use for it. So, I'm looking at my screen as I start out, and I see lots of flowers. So, one of the most important things I learned is kill butterflies. Butterflies are, like, the biggest source of health in this game. It seems really important to get quite a few. Like this guy running away from me thinks he's gonna escape. It's not really gonna happen. Look at this bastard. See? Refuse to lose. Also, once again, I'm only doing one take for this video. You're gonna hear a bit of stupidity while you listen. I hope that does not affect your viewing whatsoever. So, once again, we start out, and you're wondering why, if you care at all, why I'm picking flowers. And as I discovered, once again, as I continued to learn and play this game, that your sanity meter, of course, makes your character go crazy as you start to lose sanity. But I found out that you can pick 12 flowers, and you can build a wreath that will restore sanity during the day. Now, I don't think that there's a way to keep yourself sane during the nighttime, but it's not as if you lose a lot of sanity while you're, surviving the night, as long as you stay near a fire. So, we're picking flowers like a little girl. To keep my sanity up when the time comes. It's kind of important. Getting some materials together for my first night, always the most important. I'm sure I could survive a night. I could survive a couple. I died the first time, playing again after my video. I made it to night 12, and I'm sure anybody that's familiar with this game is like, what a scrub. Night 12 isn't even a big deal. There are people that have made it to like night 100 without a problem. But I just got this game, and I'm getting better at it as we go along. I also learned that you could cook berries. Not something I'd expect playing this game, but it heals a lot. Not a lot, but it heals. Counts for something. And not only that, but it restores a lot more hunger level than, eating them raw. So it's always good to find a couple. And now I have enough flowers to craft myself the garland. I said wreath, but I mean, might be the same thing. Not really sure. Doesn't matter. As long as it keeps my sanity up, and I survive the night, that's what counts. Another thing I learned is, with these carrots and whatnot, is I'm supposed to use them, not like an idiot, where, as before in my last video, you saw me cooking them out of fire, which isn't a terrible idea for the first, night or two, But as I found out later on, you're supposed to use carrots for trapping these bunnies that you see everywhere. Rabbits, bunnies, same thing. So as we begin preparing for the first night, of course, you always got to get the logs for the fire. Actually, I take it back, as I said before when I was, dissing the fact that her lighter was useless. You can, I guess, survive the night. I haven't really tried it with, just it. But you can survive the night with probably just using a lighter, which, could be, if a last-ditch option, not really a good idea. I also know that you can set these saplings and whatnot on fire, and they'll, provide, a source of light, but for a very, very limited time. So it's not your best option when it comes to surviving the night as Willow. I guess that's the character's name. Another thing I learned while playing this game, and if you looked back, rewind a bit in the video, I don't expect you to, but there is a turkey running around. Turkeys in this game, they're assholes. They run around and eat the berries off the bushes, which is counterproductive for my survival. We want to survive as long as possible, and to do that, we need to cook some stuff. And if I don't have any berries to cook because some asshole turkey decided to eat them all, well, we're gonna have a problem. Big problem. And so, nighttime comes around, comes and goes as usual, just like the natural cycle decided that it needed to happen. Whatever you believe. And grass. The one thing I don't get about the grass is there's grass literally everywhere in this game, unless, you're on, one of the stone grounds. I don't know why I have to look for specific resource spots. Doesn't make a lot of sense to me. But I'm hoping we have enough wood, because I haven't really spent a lot of time cutting down trees. It would be rather sad if I didn't have enough to start a fire. And you know what else would be exceptionally unfortunate? If the spiders running around like assholes up there decided to come down and mess with my camp. This game decided to spawn me in a really deadly territory, as I noticed, because not only are there spiders right there, there's a beehive. And anybody knows that bees are the ultimate downfall of anybody. Unless you're good at this game, which I am not. So we're building a campfire because the day is about to come to an end. And it'll start getting dark any moment. Yep. So another thing that I learned from playing this game is if you look on the screen, there is a little circle right here that is blank right now, but later on in the game, it will have a moon in it, and when it does, wolves will come and chase after you, or so I've heard. I haven't experienced it myself yet. Kind of glad about that. It'd be really unfortunate if I started to die. So, right now we're gonna cook some berries, making roasted berries, because I'm starting to get hungry. And I suppose cooking at a fire also increases your sanity during night, so that's helpful. We can cook this mushroom. We're gonna save the seeds and carrots for hunting later on, and we don't need these petals right now. And we've got our butterfly wings, we've got our grass, we've got our flint. I'm gonna create a pickaxe while I'm waiting. Not only that, I'll make some armor. Seems like a good idea, especially because we've got those bastard spiders running around up there. And we've got some pine cones. I learned that grass and petals and twigs should only be used if you are absolutely desperate. Like, as if you don't have a fire at all and you need to survive the night. So as we move on to day 2, as you saw up there, there was the green mushroom, or the blue mushroom. There are green and blue mushrooms that come out at night, and I'm pretty sure that the green and blue heal more than red mushrooms that you find during the day. I haven't really explored what heals more. And we're gonna eat some berries so I don't starve out here. So we continue on our journey, and here is our first rock. The first step in building my camp. I also learned that nitre that you find while mining rocks is later used to form gunpowder. So that will be helpful later on in the game. I haven't really gotten to the point where I could utilize gunpowder. I'm not sure what it's for just yet, but I'm sure it'll be useful for, you know, when I find the use for it. I also learned that you can create a fishing rod with silk, and you can fish in these ponds, which will probably be helpful for food later on as well. It's just, you know, just a couple of things I learned about general survival. Should also probably create another axe for some more wood. You know, as you create the alchemy machine and the science machine, you can also create a golden axe and pickaxe, and they'll be helpful. You know, they degrade at a slower rate, as you can guess. Kind of like Minecraft, you know. It's the general, you use rarer supplies to... And I found butter. I can't really explain that. I noticed it yesterday while I was fighting off a couple butterflies. And I killed one, and it dropped butter. I guess that's just a running joke. I also noticed butter heals a good bit, or I'm just dumb. Not entirely sure which. Either way, you can get it from killing butterflies. And as you just saw, I planted some pine trees there, or evergreens, and I do that because I hear that you can run out of trees in the game, and that would probably be counterproductive for my general survival. So we're running around, and I'm gonna eat this to... Yeah, see, it restores a ton of hunger. And so I also learned something. These frogs are absolute assholes. And I learned in this game that there's a thing called adventure mode. And adventure mode is far harder than anything that I've experienced currently while playing normal mode. I guess it's called default. But the character that you see in the beginning of every new game, the guy that kind of looks like a vampire, apparently you can unlock him from doing adventure mode, which makes me curious to playing adventure mode when I unlock it. I don't know when I unlock it or how I unlock it, but I've been told it's exceptionally hard. Like, for example, in this game, I guess rain affects your sanity unless you have on a straw hat, but it can rain frogs, and as you saw in the previous video and just now, frogs are aggressive, difficult monsters at early days, so it's quite a bit of a struggle, and I just don't know how I'm gonna handle that when the time comes. I feel like I feel obligated to go back to, you know, my beginning area and slaughter those spiders, but at the same time, I don't know if I should because I don't have my spear, and I normally don't start conquering enemies like pigmen, as you saw kill me in the last video, and spiders. But an interesting fact I learned about pigmen were that they are non-aggressive unless you are near the Pig King, which apparently you can sell materials to. So, you know, it's important to know for later on. I haven't run into the Pig King yet while playing this game. Excuse me for any, you know, stutters and whatnot while I play. I don't know what to say sometimes. So we're gonna take out these spiders anyways, because fuck them. Nobody likes spiders. Nobody likes spiders. And so that really brought that to an end really fast. I didn't figure I'd survive that like I did. So we're just gonna punch this. Just, yep, see? grab that silk. And where's my hatchet? I can equip that. Go back and pick up the spider glands. So I learned, as I pointed out in my last video, that there is this thing called a healing salve, and I learned that the little globule thing on the required crafting materials was spider glands. I didn't know that, but now I do. And I also need ashes. So, you know, that's all important. And I also learned, you know, the beehives, that killer bees aren't that difficult. Nothing in this game is exceptionally difficult if you have butterfly wings with you. I also learned in this game that your food can rot. I lost a good bit of food while trying to survive. You know, all exciting stuff as we continue on. I'm just gonna, you know, eat that because I don't really see myself fighting anything major that would require that. Unless, of course, I encounter a living tree. Now, you know, as I said, I started another game with the Science Man just before I unlocked this character after I made my previous video. And I was doing really well. I was on day 12, and I guess I was losing sanity rapidly. And okay, it's getting dark again. It's getting dark. It's getting dark. And see, I'm gonna. Ooh, don't. Oh. Yep. I'm gonna equip the lighter long enough where nothing can hurt me. And I'm gonna go and I'm gonna build myself a fire, much like that. And see, look, genius. This lighter can be a lifesaver. But using this character while going insane can be exceptionally difficult. Willow, when her sanity level drops, will randomly set fire to objects nearby. I burnt down a whole forest I planted in my previous on my other playthrough, I suppose, because it's not over. I set a whole forest I planted on fire because my sanity level was dropping rapidly because I was digging graves, because you can get grand materials from digging graves, much like life-giving amulets, where if you die, it will bring you back to life and let you continue on your journey. That was a great find for me, especially because I had no idea what it did. And so, you know, I died fighting off a horde of pigmen, and you drop all your items like you do when you die, and I freaked out because I was like, oh, the amulet isn't working. This is a problem. And just afterwards, it brought me back up. I still dropped everything, but, you know, it's easy to pick everything back up. And I resumed playing and surviving. So it was really good. It was a really good item to find in a grave, but digging graves drops sanity, and there's also the possibility of running into ghosts. Not something you want to do. I fought off a couple ghosts on my other playthrough, and I have almost gone insane on that other playthrough, actually. I barely saved myself. It was a lucky save, because when you go insane in this game, not only does Willow specifically set fires, but any character that begins to go insane will see, like, shadow beings, I suppose. And so we were having issues because these shadow beings were kicking my ass. But we had that resolved real quick. We, I guess, cooked at a fire. I can't remember how I saved my sanity before I was killed by this, like, shadow dragon. It really started to piss me off because I was sitting there like, how am I going to survive this? But we made it, and, you know, my computer decided to crap out on me. Not really crap out, but I was deciding that it was time to take a break. I'm pretty sure I was playing until midnight. And, I'm gonna build my permanent base camp here. It's kind of, you know, near the river, and all the way over here we've got fishing land, we've got grassland, and we've got plenty of trees, and then we have rocks over here. So it seems like the most opportune area to, you know, set up camp. And then we've got the gold rocks up here. They drop, you know, and I also build it relatively near to a wormhole, which is exceptionally helpful. I really needed to do that. Really, really badly. You also you lose sanity from using wormholes, but it warps you to another part of the map, which can be exceptionally useful if you ask me. I normally use it to most playthroughs where I've had wormholes. They will, you know, teleport me somewhere where I need materials, and it's normally a good setup. I also just noticed that it's pouring in the game, and you know, if I didn't have this garland wreath on, there might have actually been a problem. But we're safe. We are going to survive the night. And hey, it stopped raining. Hallelujah. So we're just gonna lump evergreen. I've never. Oh, I guess this happens after it rains. Yeah. Huh. I don't know. Oh. But right now we're gonna just, you know, collect some logs to build some planks to build a chest to house my materials. Seems relatively important to keeping myself going during this. And we will cut down some trees, hopefully not. Wouldn't it be terrible if I did worse than last time and died on day 3 to a fucking living tree? I'd cry. Not actually, but I'd cry on the inside. It would just be miserable. This game has really kicked me in the testicles sometimes. It's not a fun experience, but you know, I say it's not a fun experience, but this might be like one of my most favorite games to play at the current moment, just because it's not a difficult game to get the hang of. I mean, as I said before, it's like playing Minecraft to an extent. You might not know what I mean. I might be sounding like an idiot to some of you, but to me, it comes off as, you know, kind of like it's a survival game, and you go around and you collect materials. So I'm sure somebody out there has to understand where I'm coming from. Regardless, another game that could be compared to, and I'm not saying that these games are knockoffs of each other. They're not. They're complete rip-offs. I love Terraria. I noticed this game is a good bit like Terraria. It's, I mean, different graphics, different point. You know, you go through Terraria and you kill the wall of flesh and all that good stuff. But I don't. It's just, it gives me the general feel of surviving. And I have to say, out of all of them, I can't really compare them because they're all their own separate game. Terraria is a game where you know, go dungeon diving. Not really dungeon diving, but you go diving into hell and you fight the wall of flesh, and then you move on to hardcore mode and all this fun stuff. And you know, this game is just surviving the night. I mean, it's not just that, but you get the general point is surviving the night. And that can be exceptionally difficult as the game moves on. As I said, you can experience the werewolves, you can go insane and be attacked by shadow creatures. But, I mean, in general, this game is just surviving. And then Minecraft, you have... I can't even give it just one goal. There's just a ton of goals to Minecraft. You gotta kill that ender dragon, you gotta build yourself a house, you can't take no shit from nobody. You just gotta make your own way, and these spiders just don't get the fact that I'm better than them. I'm better. I'm better. I'm better. I'm better. I'm better. Yeah. Oh god, there's a horde of them. You know, I'm really glad I have a good bit of butterfly wings, or else this might have been, you know, counterproductive. Holy crap, these guys just won't leave me alone. Yeah, I'm not dying tonight to spiders. This is not happening like this. Give me oh god. Eat the wings! Oh god, I'm not gonna survive this. I didn't have any tools. This is a bad situation. Maybe I can just barely survive this by the skin of my teeth. Nope, I'm not gonna make it. You know, it's gonna go dark. Don't do this to me, not now. Oh god. Yep, nope. Nope. So, I guess that's that. That didn't really go as planned. I thought that was gonna be a good playthrough, but I suppose not. So, I guess this is a good ending point for today's video. I'll be making another, regardless of how many people watch it or like it, because I enjoy doing this. But I'm gonna show you a couple more features for this real quick before I just give up. There are mods on this game, as I learned. You can mod it much like Minecraft, but not like Minecraft. I'll be doing a special video with this mod, the Screecher. Apparently, it's like a horror version. Best played in the dark with headphones on. It's gonna be exciting. I've never done it before. It'll be a new experience. There's a few cool mod characters that you can get. Apparently there's like this anime cat girl. Not sure how the mod characters work. I've just been, you know, listening to people talk about the game. People that I know in the real world. But, you know, that was a terrible run through, and now we have a new character. Let's see what his name is. We've got the Strong Man. I am mighty, gets stronger with a full belly, is afraid of the dark and monsters. Wolfgang. That's exciting. I'll be playing as him in the next playthrough, actually. But, you know, you got Wilson. He grows a beard. That's what that razor was for. The shave off your dirty beatnik beard. You can, as the game moves on, you move into winter, which is not a fun experience, apparently. I'll be explaining more about this game in, you know, later episodes. Yeah, as you can see, this guy is the outline of his head has the general shape of the vampire person that you see in the beginning. So I suppose this concludes this episode of Don't Starve. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.